is getting barked up. Taking the shape of Shavasana or having your knees bent if that feels good. Just arriving on your mat, giving yourself a moment to just take a few breaths. Showing up in this moment. So much going on, but this is the practice. Part of the practice, be here now. So here we are. We have a day where the light and the dark are even. If you would like, you could create an even length inhale and exhale. Maybe to a count of 4, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Any number is okay. Please don't force the breath. Let it feel good. But you can find that hint of balance with the breath. Each time your mind wanders, guide it back to the breath. Even if you're not counting, awareness on the in-breath and your out-breath. Notice where your attention is. If you wandered off, come on back. Inhale, exhale. You can release the counting if you're doing that. Still noticing your breath. But I would like you to take your mind's attention now to maybe a forest or your favorite tree. Maybe a tree you see in your neighborhood or on a trip you've been on. We'll be playing with tree pose a little bit today. This quote is from Joanne Raptis, one of my all-time favorites. Be like a tree. Stay grounded. Connect with your roots. Turn over a new leaf. Bend before you break. Enjoy your unique natural beauty. Keep growing. Even if we would master one of those little nuggets, so many good ones. I'll read it again later, but bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Grateful for the trees. Need a little more rain, but the ones we have are hanging on. Maybe next time you see a tree, you'll hug it. And from your heart outward, send something good out into the world, maybe to a specific person or place, maybe to every living being everywhere. And you can release your arms. Just take your arms out in a T, or maybe just a little bit of a wider Shavasana, but a way that feels like a very gentle stretch across the chest, maybe across the front of the shoulders, and out through the arms. And take your right leg on top of the left. Hello, thread the needle. You can invite a gentle side to side movement with the legs, or you can be perfectly still. Right leg on top. If you're moving, pause. Notice the stillness as you breathe in and breathe out. Release and take the left leg on top of the right. Whole new side. Sense and feel and notice anything different. Maybe some gentle movement side to side or stillness. Pause the movement. Notice your breath. And release the left leg. We did this last week in the chair. We're going to recreate a version of it here on the ground. So your right leg can come in and then you reach it up toward the sky. Take an ankle circle in each direction. Then return your foot to the ground. Take the other leg, reaching it up toward the sky. Doesn't have to be straight. One ankle circle in each direction. And we just go back and forth between the legs. A little bit of abdominal work to lift the leg up. You can always use your hands to help with that. Just grab a hold of the leg and guide it. Move slowly enough so you can feel. And continue to check in with your breath. That's the anchor of the practice. There it is. Breath in and breath out. We'll do one more, each leg. Release. Take your legs out straight and let's bring the arms closer to the side body. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, back down. A few more times like that. Let your whole body stretch, front, sides, and back. Finish the one you're on and maybe take one more. And let's take the arms again into the T shape. Bend your knees. Take your feet wider than your hips. And we'll start with windshield wipers, smaller distance. So just feeling that motion as the pelvis rocks side to side and the legs move. And the feet move. You can always bring them closer or farther apart. When and if you're ready, you can take the legs closer to the floor. It doesn't make it better, it makes it different. Adding the head if you'd like, turning the head the opposite way of the knees. Slow, caring movement. Continue side to side, or perhaps pause and hold on one side. moving through center and to the second side, or you're moving side to side. Of course, rest is always an option. Back to center, sliding the legs out. Let your arms float up toward the sky. We can make some gentle fists and wrist circles. Switch direction. Gentle fists. And then let the hands open up. Circling the wrist still, just feeling this in a different way. Switch direction. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Gently rock side to side or stay still. If you hold your legs in a certain way, you can rock all the way until the upper arm stops the movement. You don't have to do it that way, but it's, well, I'm kind of a fan of rocking side to side and around in circles and all the weird things. Come back to center, bring the legs together, and let's circle the legs, holding them together. Switch direction. And release the legs. Okay, we're taking our first tree pose. Bear with me because it doesn't look like a traditional tree. It's not going to make the cover of Yoga Journal. So we're taking one leg up. I'll just do it like this so you can see. And then the other leg into the tree shape. What? Okay, what if that doesn't work? Well, you can drop the leg off to the side. You could do like a thread the needle and then straighten the leg. Just find a strange tree-shaped leg. This is the hardest one. I'm getting it over with first. If you'd like, you can grow your branches or bring your hands to your heart. Taking just a couple full breaths here. You know I love a birch tree. And we'll release. And we'll take the second side. Leg up. Other leg trying, the hip trying to go into external rotation. It's just strange in this variation. Hands at heart or growing branches. Please remember, branches aren't always symmetrical. They can look any way that you would like them to look. Breath in, breath out. Release. Take Shavasana or starfish. Let that go, especially if it was like, oh, that was really good, I nailed it. Or, oh, that was really hideous. Why is she doing that? We let all of that go. Breathe in, breathe out. And bend your knees. This does not look like a big movement. It's a chug. We push into the feet and it just moves the body a little bit up and down. Pushing into the feet and a little bit of travel, but we're not really going anywhere. It's just a little chug. Just creating some static for your hair. Releasing that. You can keep your pillow or not as we move into some bridges. Let's start with arms down, face down. You can use them as a prop by pressing them in to the floor. Heels connect, whole feet connect. As you inhale, lift your hips and exhale, lower down. Any amount, really push through the feet, especially the heels. See if the buttock muscles are working. Breathe in and out. I usually cue inhale up, exhale down, but that is not the law. Let's take one more like this. Now add the arms if you'd like. Inhaling, arms floating up and over. Exhale, back down. Finish the one you're on. Take one more. And when you come down, take your legs wider and turn your feet out. So we'll do wide leg bridges. I would also like the arms to go wider. So think that they're kind of spreading out instead of just going up and over shoulder flexion. There's a little bit like YMCA. Okay, so legs wide, feet out, and arms will maybe go wider too. Inhale. And exhale. Connect through your heels. Buttocks is working. Smile is working. Breath is working. If this is creating any discomfort, you can switch the legs back to neutral. We'll do 2 more of these wide leg bridges. When you release, slide the legs out. Big, giant starfish. Arms can be up and over or out in a T. You can make the arms as wide as you'd like. Maybe spread your fingers and your toes. And then scrunch fingers and toes. Spreading them apart, making space. And then scrunching. One more time, spreading out toes and fingers. Scrunching. Releasing. Let your body breathe. If you'd like to invite the counting breath, even length inhales and exhales, you can do that here. Finish the round you're on. Release the counting. Bring your arms down and bend your knees. I'm going to turn the body so that you can see what we're doing here. A little bit of a brain teaser. Another prep for our next tree pose. We'll take one leg, external rotation, then it comes back up. And then the opposite leg, you have to work on staying steady. Leg out and then back up. And then perhaps both at the same time. Open and close. So a kind of single, single, double pattern. Nice and slow. So you're not just dropping the leg out, but mindfully taking it on a little journey. You can also move the feet a little bit farther away from one another or closer together and see if it feels any different, better. Few more breaths. Single, single, double. And come back to center. Grab your pillow in case you want it outside your right hip. You can have 1 or 2, whatever you'd like. Straighten your left leg. And we want the toes toward the sky, heel on the ground. So this leg is as if you were standing on it. Now the right leg goes out. You can take it on to a cushion or not, And the sole of the right foot is in touching the left leg. So you're in tree pose, hands come to your heart. Perfect balance. Hands can stay at your heart or you can grow your branches. Notice your breath and also notice when you're in this pose, if your ribs, my front ribs love to just go right up to the sky and I'm kind of in a back bend. That is not illegal, but think about drawing the ribs down, placing the back ribs on your mat. It's going to make it feel a little more steady, a little more solid, and maybe a little more connected. And bring your hands back to your heart. Take 2 more breaths here. You can use your hand or not. Bring the right leg up. You can stretch it out and switch your cushion to the other side. Bend your left knee. Make sure your right leg is the one that is all the way out, heel down, toes toward the sky. So that leg is very active. You are ready to stand up and do tree pose, but we're not doing that. Left leg goes out, sole of the left foot touching the inner right thigh. Adding, adjusting the cushions, make it comfortable on your hip, and then hands to heart. Consider growing your branches and remember they are uniquely yours. Honor your unique natural beauty. Think about the ribs. Down, down, down. And then notice if your face got really stiff. Mine did. So allow maybe a hint of a smile. Hands come back to your heart. A couple more breaths right here. And release. Use your hand or not. Bring the left leg up. Take it out beside the right. And pause here. You can do starfish, or it might feel nice to bring your hands to your belly. Pausing right here. Stillness. Bend your knees. Take the cushion under the pelvis. for supported bridge. We're going to change the legs up a bit once we get there. So get yourself comfortable on your cushion. You can keep your support under your head and your neck, or if it feels nice to take it out, that's fine too. If you would like, my suggestion, because we're doing a lot of hips external rotation, is to take the feet a little wider. Let the knees fall together with or without a cushion between them, but let it be comfortable. Just allow a little internal with the hips. And then you might like arms, palms facing down. If that feels too quiet, you can certainly come into a T shape or a cactus shape. That's nice if you've been hunched over computers and phones all day. So choose your medicine. And if you would like to bring back in the counting of your breath, you can do that, inhaling and exhaling the same length. If your mind has wandered, bring your awareness back to your breath. Release the counting. You can stay right where you are if this shape is bringing you some peace. If you would like, you can take the cushion out, bring the legs back into more of a neutral place, feet on the ground, or maybe you want to take the legs up into the sky. Feel free to change the arms, any shape that feels right in your practice today. We'll be here for about another minute. Can always change the shape to be comfortable. Bring your feet back down. If you have the cushion, you may still stay there if you'd like. Otherwise, you take the one out from between the legs and slide your right leg all the way out. You can have the leg active again, heel down, toes toward the sky, and then right arm reaches up and over. Expressing, experiencing some spaciousness on the right side of your body. You can reach through the heel, reach through the fingertips, and then you might point and reach through the toes and just see if that changes anything at all. Another breath, reaching. Slide the leg back, release the arm. Left side leg slides out, heel down, toes up, left arm up and over. Reaching fingertips, reaching through the heel. And switch and reach through the toes. Slide the left leg back, release the left arm. Pause. Consider both legs out. Heels down, toes toward the sky, maybe spread the toes, and maybe both arms up and over. This is another good opportunity. Obviously, the ribs are elevated, but you can try to draw them down a little bit as you're in this big stretch. One more whole body inhale. Let the back body breathe too. And release the arms. Bring your legs back. Coming off the cushion. Your choice. You can slide right out into Shavasana now. If you'd like to draw your legs in, I kind of like a little upside down child's pose after that. Just draw the legs in and pause, taking a few breaths there. And when you are ready, you can take your legs out, support them with your cushions. Adding any props that you need. Sometimes, if you're not too hot in your place, taking a blanket across the thighs or the pelvis, that can feel very grounding. But just notice the ground beneath your body. Notice the support. In the first few exhales, just allow kind of letting go. Not easy to surrender. This is a difficult part. We can do it little by little, letting go, letting go, letting go. Shavasana. And stay as still as possible. Just begin to deepen the breath. Let your body breathe. I'm going to share a passage by Ram Dass. When you go out into the woods and you look at trees, you see all these different trees. And some of them are bent, and some of them are straight, and some of them are evergreens, and some of them are whatever. And you look at the tree and you allow it. You see why it is the way it is. You sort of understand that it didn't get enough light, and so it turned that way. And you don't get all emotional about it. You just allow it. You appreciate the tree. The minute you get near humans, you lose all that. And you are constantly saying, you are to this, or I'm to this. That judgment mind comes in. And so I practice turning people into trees, which means appreciating them just the way they are. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe one more time, reach your branches up and over, stretch through your whole body. Roll into fetal pose when you're ready. Just pause on your side for a couple breaths. Grateful for the practice to check in with your breath and some movement and each other. Bring yourself up to sit. And connect your hands at your heart center. And I'll share Joanne Raptis one more time. Be like a tree. Stay grounded. Connect with your roots. Turn over a new leaf. Bend before you break. Enjoy your unique natural beauty. Keep growing. Bow your head in toward your heart. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the forest, part of the community. Thank you for being here and sharing your practice this evening. Take great care. Your assignment is to go hug a tree sometime in the next, I don't know,